Identifying children with special needs. Children with special learning needs should be identified at a young age and provided with adequate support. Educators, counselors, and parents should be involved in the process if positive results are to be realized. This paper summarizes the responses obtained after interviewing a school psychologist. Personal insights and lessons gained from the exercise are also presented. Interview responses. The school psychologist interviewed indicated that complex approaches are usually used to identify children with special needs. The process from birth to preschool entails the use of questionnaires that focus on coordination, responsiveness, activity, and interest in various activities. Different programs are also implemented to monitor a child's health and problems that can affect development. From preschool and kindergarten to third grade, behavioral therapists and educationists focus on disabilities in these categories: intellectual impairment, emotional disability, autism, speech disability, brain injury, and autism. The results can inform the most appropriate support for the child. According to the psychologist, different assessment methods can be used to identify children with special educational needs. The first one is that of questionnaires or interviews. Observations can also be made to identify learners in need of special instructions. Performance tasks are also used to monitor the abilities of a child in a given activity. Family members should be involved throughout the identification process. Their consent is needed before their children are assessed. They also offer additional information that can streamline the process. The interviewee indicated that educationists and counselors could provide adequate resources to different families. These include assistive technologies and devices. Booklets and questionnaires for monitoring a child's progress can also be provided to different families. Instructional and assistive technologies can include computer games, talking calculators, apps, and wheelchairs. Assistive listening systems and text-to-speech tools can also be provided. Rainbow Ridge Elementary School follows the student placement models developed by the Val Verde Unified School District. The first approach is known as the Least Restrictive Environment, LRE. This means that students with learning needs should spend adequate time in school. An Individualized Education Program, IEP, is also embraced depending on every child's needs. Teachers can begin by guiding and collaborating with parents and guardians. They can also liaise with different professionals to complete the required assessments. They will give tests, observe learners, and identify those in need of special needs. The respondent asserted that classroom assessments are useful throughout the identification process. They offer meaningful insights that can be utilized to group learners depending on their needs. They can also be undertaken as performance tests. The results obtained are then used to offer adequate support to the learners. Multidisciplinary teams can ensure that evidence-based insights are made throughout the identification process. The inclusion of behavioral therapists, counselors, parents, school heads, guardians, and teachers can make sure that every learning disability is identified. Lessons learned. The completed exercise has equipped me with various ideas and concepts that can be used to meet the needs of different children. I know that educationists and counselors should be aware of the major requirements and issues revolving around the identification of learners with special needs. The process should also target children after birth. When the identification process is completed successfully, I will provide high-quality support to the identified child. The involvement of different stakeholders and parents can deliver positive outcomes. Assistive technologies are also essential whenever addressing the learning needs of individuals with developmental difficulties. My future classroom. The lessons gained from this interview will empower me to meet the needs of my future students. I will always encourage parents to monitor and assess their children after birth. This strategy can ensure that individuals with learning difficulties are identified and supported using personalized models. I am ready to introduce superior technologies to deliver positive results. The concept of multidisciplinary teams will also be used to improve the identification assessment process. My philosophy will also be expanded by focusing on superior approaches that can transform the experiences of many children with learning disabilities. Conclusion. The above discussion has indicated that appropriate identification procedures can ensure that children with special needs are supported. The involvement of parents, teachers, and counselors can deliver desirable outcomes. Educationists should improve their competencies continuously and use instructional and assistive technologies. Such measures can empower many students with learning difficulties and support them to achieve their potential.